Hello and welcome to the next episode of Extra 8 Hours. All right, and today I'm going to be talking about dream journals and the best practices of how to do them and what's their importance. But first, I want to show you one thing, and for all you audio listeners, I'm so sorry, but you will not be able to see this magnificent shape up. Oh, I'm too close. I don't know if the haircut's good, but I just wanted you guys to see it first, Anyways, today, like I said, I was going to be talking about dream journals. Now, before I get into dream journaling, I want to talk a little bit about why do you care about a dream journal? Why does anybody care about a dream journal? And quite simply, what does a dream journal do? So first things first, a dream journal is there to help improve your dream recall. Okay, and what dream recall is how much you remember your dreams, how many dreams you remember per night. And this is one of the most foundational or fundamental skills in terms of lucid dreaming. Think of it. If you do not remember your dreams, does it matter if you have lucid dreams every night? It's kind of like the proverb or saying that if a tree falls down in the forest, does it really make any noise? Same ideas at work here. We want to be able to remember our dreams because even if we're dreaming or having lucid dreams, without the memory of it, it's not the same. It doesn't count, really, honestly. So how we improve our dream recall is with something called a dream journal. All right. And I'm going to angle this camera slightly down and I'm going to go back and I'm going to, now we're looking good. So yeah, we use a dream journal to improve our dream recall. Now I'm going to be talking about some of the best practices when it comes to recording dreams in your dream journal. But first things first, I said this 3 times now. We got to have the habit of the dream journal set in place first. Now, what do I mean when I say that? When you wake up in the morning, you want to make it your very first priority of recording your dream into that dream journal. There's a bunch of reasons why, but number 1, it's going to really improve your dream recall. Number 2, if you don't do it first thing, if you don't record your dream in your dream journal, the very first thing you do when you wake up, there's a high chance that you will forget what you actually dreamt. Now, this is, again, out of my pay grade, I guess you could say, of why are you not remembering your dreams 10 minutes from now, 10 minutes after you wake up rather than 2 minutes. But most simply, it's basically because your dreams go into some form of your short-term memory. So 10 minutes afterwards, your short-term memory is gone and you never stored it in your long-term memory by writing it out. So now your dream's gone if you didn't write it in your dream journal. So yeah, it's very, 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 very important that the first thing you do in your morning is think of what did I dream last night, and then right after, write it down in your dream journal. Now, a common question that I see a lot is, please, Matt, please, I don't remember anything. I don't have any dreams. I'm not going to write in my dream journal. This is another very common mistake, and this is honestly one of the more fundamental or bigger mistakes people tend to make, because even though, yes, I get it, you didn't remember anything in your dream, you should still take the time to write in your dream journal, okay? And oftentimes, it's pretty rare, to be honest. It's very, very rare that you wake up and you have no recollection of any sort of dream memory, okay? Because before you say you don't remember anything, you should first think, is there any feelings that I remember? Is there any sensations? Anything at all? What was I just thinking? What was I just doing? Think for a few minutes before you say you don't remember anything. Because oftentimes, just by sitting for a moment and concentrating on what it was that you were dreaming mere moments ago before you woke up, the dream will come back to you, and you'll pull a thread out of it, and then with the thread comes the whole, ball of yarn. I don't know. But yeah, so it's very important at the beginning just to think, what was I dreaming last night? And then even if you don't remember anything, say you take the 5 minutes and you don't remember one thing about what you dreamt the last night, not even a feeling, not nothing. You should still take the time to write in your dream journal that you did not write, or that you did not remember anything from the night before. Reason being, the dream journal, like I said before, is one of the most fundamental habits. That's the key word there, habits that we can be forming when it comes to lucid dreaming. So even when you're not remembering anything, you still want to make the habit. Okay, I'm going to say habit a few more times. You still want to make the habit of writing in your dream journal first thing when you wake up, and make it a habit of thinking, okay, what was I dreaming the night before? The very first thing when you wake up. A very common mistake is reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, and boom, your mind's on Instagram now, and it's not on, what did you dream last night? Let Instagram wait 10 minutes if you can. I get it, man. I got the same impulse as you to go check my Instagram. Now, when you are writing in your dream journal, there's a few best practices to have, okay? I highly recommend it to you to have your dreams organized in a way so that you could, if you wanted to, you could go back and look at what you dreamt on October 27th, 2017. Of course, assuming you were dream journaling for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it was now. So some of the best habits, try to take the time, just write the date at the top of your dreams. It's really cool looking back. I mean, sounds pretty stupid now, but 1 year from now, if you did this consistently and you looked at a dream from 1 year ago, you would probably find it pretty interesting, and you still remember a little bit of what the frig you were dreaming. I still remember a dream from when I was 5 years old, and I think I never wrote it down. I should take the time to write it down, but that was one of the most vivid dreams of my life, and it's very interesting. It was a nightmare, so that's probably why I still remember it. Also, it's really good to take the time to put a title into your dream, okay? Writing a title for your dream is going to allow you to kind of anchor that whole dream memory into a short little blurb. Now, one thing to say about this, there are good titles and there are bad titles. You want to make a good title, obviously. So what is a good title? Good way to mimic it would be to try to make a title similar to how you would write out a subject line for an email. You want to kind of summarize what's going on in the contents there in one little quick sentence you can read. So to give you an example, say I was having a dream where I was at the supermarket shopping for bananas, and then I was there with my friends, and then I fell down, and then I I stood up, and then all my clothes, I'm in my underwear in the middle of the supermarket now. That's a pretty common dream, right? If that's my dream, what I would make the title would be something like in the supermarket shopping for bananas in my underwear, or something like that. Something a little bit descriptive so that I can kind of get an idea of what was going on in the dream and probably remember the whole dream just from reading the title. The other thing that I want to talk about is how much do you want to record in your dream journal? Okay, how many details do you want to put into your dream journal? And generally speaking, more is better. If you can add in, if you were able to write 200 words or 10,000 words about a dream, it'd be better if you could write 10,000. You would have a better dream recollection later on. But obviously, 10,000 words is a little bit much. So there's kind of a balance that you want to strike there. I would recommend writing as much as you can without taking too much time, because once you start to really get good at dream recall and dream journaling, there are times where you'll be remembering, 5 or 6 dreams a night, full fleshed out dreams, and you just do not have the time, honestly, to spend writing in them in the morning, everything you dreamt. Instead, and this is what I saw, I think it was on the How to Lucid podcast, I don't remember the exact name of it, but instead of taking the time for an hour to write out, take the time to just write quick little summaries. This is going to be a lot big. This is huge. Just writing those short little summaries is going to cement that dream into your memory a lot harder than doing nothing. And you're not going to have to spend the same amount of time writing out the dreams. So you're still going to get, a lot of benefit from it. And then the last thing that I want to talk about, and this is probably the most common question, so maybe I should have started with it, but a lot of people ask me, can you do a dream journal? Like, can you do it physical? Does it have to be with a pen and pad, or can you do it, a computer like I have back there, or can you do it with your phone, like I'm recording this with, or can you do it audio? Can I have a little voice recorded by your bed? And the answer to all of this is yes. It just depends on you. You can record your dreams however you want. The only thing is, in what way, if you recorded, would it work best for you? Okay? And I'll explain to you some of the pros and cons to each method now, and you can kind of make a choice. So the first one that a lot of people ask about is the pen and pad. Now the pen and pad is good because you have that little bit of motor control, I guess you could say. You're using your hand to write it out, and there's some studies that say that basically you learn better when you write things out by hand than when you type it. So the same thing could, I guess, be applied to your memory. Now, I don't know how, I never really even looked into it. I don't know if it's true that you have a better memory about something if you write it out by hand versus typing it, but that's what a lot of people say. The real benefit that I think that comes from writing with a pen and pad is you have the mobility to go up and you can kind of change, you can draw in your dream journal, you can add little notes in the margins. So it's a lot easier to edit or add details as you go. It's just more natural. The second way that you can record a dream journal is electronically. Now, I'll admit to you right now, this is the way I record my dreams. I have an app on my phone where I write my dreams in. You can do it on the Notes app if you just have, you don't want to download any apps. Or I'll link an app down below. I'll just find the best. I'll link the Lucid Dreaming app that I use, okay? I think this is best mainly because you can type, or at least personally, I can type a lot faster than I can write, okay? And I want to be able to dream journal as fast as I can in the morning, because honestly, once you start remembering a lot, it takes a while, especially if your output, if you're writing so slow, it's just going to take longer. So I like the electronic because I can type faster. The other thing too, you can kind of catalog your dreams a little bit easier, right? When you have it electronically, the search function that you have where you can search up keywords or whatever is a lot higher than if you were to just have it in a pen and pad, right? You can't search up the date on pen and pad. You have to flip through a bunch of pages, whereas on your phone or your computer, you can, type in the day or scroll to a date that you want to look at. The disadvantage of having it on your phone, I'll admit this right now, is basically there's a lot of distractions that can come up from the moment you wake up to just getting on that dream journal app. There's so much that can just happen on your phone that it's a dangerous game. You have to have that force of will to get straight to that dream journal app, but don't look at any notifications. Just write down your dreams. And then the third option that you have is doing an audio, talking your dreams. And honestly, talking your dreams is a very, very good way to do it. And it still adds to your dream recall the same way. I don't know if it's the same way, but a very high level. The only drawback from audio is when you want to go over your dreams again, you gotta listen to yourself talk. Personally, it takes too long for me. You might be reading a paragraph that might take you 2 minutes to go over a dream, whereas when you have it audio, it might take 10 minutes to talk out the dream, if that makes sense. So that's why I don't personally like audio the most. And I know you can do audio to diction, so you can speak to text on your phone and kind of combine two methods right there. And I've done that. I do that too sometimes if I'm too tired to type. I'm just tired. So last night I had a dream that that's kind of what it sounds like. The only reason why I don't always do that is, to be honest, text-to-speech isn't always the most reliable, and there's a lot of typos, so I just type it out really quickly. So yeah, kind of rambled there. I'm not sure what I talked about even. Key points from this video though, basically, have a dream journal next to your bed. Do it right when you wake up. Make sure you're not, distracting yourself before you get to the dream journal. Do it however you want. I like electronic, but it's always good to do it whatever way fits your personality best. And even if you don't remember anything, take the time to write it out, because it's so important to build that habit. Okay, that habit is one of the foundational blocks. You always hear people talk about foundational blocks and blah, blah, blah. And personally, I've always overlooked it. But I'm telling you guys, I don't know what else to say. Like, honestly, the dream journal is freaking foundational. Okay, if you don't have the dream journal, it's very, very likely that you're gonna have a much harder time lucid dreaming without the dream journal. Anyways, pretty basic stuff. So have a good day, and yeah.